Hello, and welcome to Verbal Concerns.
How would you describe it to someone who hasn't listened before?
How would you describe what?
It. How would you describe that?
That. How would you describe that? This podcast, it's a podcast that's born out of a desire to check up on how our little friend Chris was doing after he moved to rural Northumbria.
Didn't say little. Sunil also lives in London, so he keeps us up to date with its cutting-edge cultural trends.
And we both are wrangled by our producer James, who doesn't laugh very often, but when he does, it's more delicious than hot chocolate.
Very good. Anything else?
Yeah, we're all, I'd say, quite hefty in his own way.
We're hefty, but we're not threatening.
We're not threatening, but we would absolutely wreck anybody that tried to hurt our friends or families just to get some bloody likes on a TikTok. Boo!
So to business.
Chapter 1, the business.
What is the order of business?
The order of business is, first off, I would like to apologise for my general tone and atmosphere during the last recording session. Things got to me geopolitically. I was hopped up.
Yeah, on sugar. You had 3 brownies.
I had 2 tiny little sections of brownies.
He knows his limits, Sunil.
But it certainly didn't help the situation.
Yeah, you were jacked up on tray bakes.
I was jacked up on tray bakes. I said a lot of bad stuff, created a lot of work for people.
What's been going on, Chris?
What's been going on in the countryside?
Yeah. Let's do countryside sting then.
Let's just drop it. There is the countryside bit. There. I want the gap. Let's just drop it. Like, can you do the gap of hey, 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 hey?
What?
Smoke weed every day. That was it.
Fucker.
I bet if you took that recording and put that over the song, it's fucking bang on.
Chris, can you turn the radio down while we're recording, please?
Hey, 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 hey.
What?
Smoke weed every day. I've got several things to talk about.
Can we have one?
Yeah.
Can we have just one of them?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I want to talk about one. I've been hanging around a lot recently with my good friend and business partner, Amy Gledhill.
Where was that?
2 different places. We're working on our radio show, which we'll be recording in a few weeks' time. So we're prepping all the work for that. So we've been meeting up, and she took me to a place called Dungeness.
Nice.
Have either of you ever been?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes. I've been on the little railway.
What did you make of it?
I know it's a bit weird, isn't it? Because it's right by a nuclear power station.
Yeah, and it's a small one. Is it quite small, the building? It's unassuming, isn't it, the nuclear power station?
No.
Oh.
The nuclear power station is
assuming.
Unbearable. Yeah, it's huge.
Oh, it's not the little one I was thinking. I thought it was like a little steel building. What is it then? Has it got reactor balls? Whatever they call
It's
them.
got there's lots of signs about nuclear material and stuff like this. It's like a giant industrial complex. But I would say that Dungeness is one of the most beautiful places that I've ever been. Perhaps, maybe beautiful is the wrong word, but a beauty of stark desolation. Next to the nuclear power station, you've got, apparently they call it the UK's only desert, but it's got these I don't know how to describe the terrain, but it's like shale stones everywhere. It sort of looks like pictures of Dust Bowl America type stuff, it's out with weird little shacks.
It's like a big pebble beach, but you can't really see the sea, and they're almost in dunes, aren't they, of pebbles? They're
almost in dunes. It's all pebbles. There's a mixture of real shonky looking shacks that look like they're going to collapse. But obviously, it's become this destination for artists and creatives. most notably, there was like a guy called Derek Jarman.
Yeah.
I think, who basically lived there, and his house is like a sort of museum of sorts that you can go into. But it's got these it's a mad mix of detritus, like there's weird bits of stuff from like naval, like shipyardy type stuff, mixed with some of the most high end buildings you've ever seen
on the stones.
On the stones,
aren't there like shacks that are they old railway carriages or something?
That's where Ed Sheeran recorded.
Really?
Yeah, there's a recording studio there inside a railway carriage.
Yeah, there's a bunch of these old railway carriages, and they're like artists' retreats.
And that's where we went to, right?
In one of them?
In some little hut that inside was one of the nicest things I've ever been in my life. Like, it was gorgeous. So we went there, and I was just like, this is amazing. And we had a good time. But we did have a difficult situation. Basically, she wanted to take a picture of us and put a phone on a bit of wood and used some pebbles to keep the phone still. So we could, and then the pebbles instantly slid away and her phone fell and smashed on the pebbles. So that was awkward.
That's why they don't make selfie sticks out of pebbles, do they?
No. Did that. And then at night, like, we were down a little track, a little pebble track, and which you drove all the way down. I wasn't driving, Amy was driving. And then you drove all the way back out.
Sounds like you got lost.
No, worse. Like, you had to reverse backwards. But basically, Amy was like, oh, it'd be great if you could just turn around. And I was like, you could just turn around. I said, and I said a few times, like, I said, the terrain is all the same. I said the terrain is all the same.
Christ.
So she started turning, and it happened both very slowly and incredibly quickly. Where the minute she was slowly reverse. The second she left the path and was on the shale siding, like the shale next to the path, she couldn't have been more profoundly stuck at all.
So was the main path made of like compacted shale? Or was it like, it wasn't like tarmac?
It wasn't a separate path. There's like occasional bits of tarmac path, but the bit outside the house was like compacted shale.
Right. And you think it'd just be like a gravel drive off to the side?
Exactly. So I said the terrain's the same. So she did it. She couldn't have got more stuck. She couldn't have got, like, she was spinning her wheels. The wheels were getting buried.
Pinging stones off left, right and centre, I imagine.
So I was stood next to, she was doing that. I was stood there. And then I was just like pivoted to, I'm just going to help as much as possible. So I was like digging the wheels out.
From where?
What do you mean?
You pivoted to, I'm going to help as much as possible. What had you started as?
No, as in like, there might have been some said that might have led us to believe that all the terrain was the same. So past that point, it became my job to be as sort of like a good guy as possible, because there's a world where I could have been in trouble. So I dug the wheels out, but then at this point, foxes started coming.
What?
And the foxes weren't scared of humans, so they were watching me work, and they got really close to me. Amy was really scared, so I made her sit in the car, and then we had to call the AA, and the AA got us out after we couldn't find him. And then when the AA guy finally, and he was so lovely and he wasn't judgmental at all, like sometimes roadside guys can be. The minute he left, Amy went, all the terrain's the same. And I was like, fair play to you for not mentioning that for 3 hours. Fair play. So yeah, that's Dungeness.
What an exciting adventure, though. Almost getting stuck on a murder beach.
Yeah, it was great. And I will remember, I got a little...
Murder beach?
There's lots of people knocking around Dungeness, that live there that are like...
It feels like people can go missing there.
Yes, it does. It's like the people that are knocking around there that live there. There's everyone we talked to that works in a pub or something like that, or in one we bought little pictures. Like someone had converted their little shack. They had a little art studio in it, so we bought a little postcard print type thing. Everyone there sort of almost had the vibe of like, why are you here? Like that. Like they couldn't get their head around why it might be considered beautiful.
Yeah, but Dungeness is like, it is a place to visit, isn't it? It's quite a famous place now. Well, not famous, but it's like it's a notable destination for people.
Yeah, but we had this where like my mother-in-law in our village was in the pub, and one of the people in the village who was drunk was just like, why have Chris and Nick moved here?
Right, yeah.
Why have they come here?
Yeah.
You know, and I couldn't get their head around why we were here. And the answer is it's beautiful. One of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my life. That's why we live here. But like, if you're in it and you grow up in it and stuff like that, I can imagine that it is just a bit of an odd thing to get your head around, isn't it?
I'm just looking at pictures of the nuclear power station.
Yeah, what do you think?
So that's Dungeness B. So is there a Dungeness A?
Not that I know of.
Is there two? There's two. I found the other one. It's next to it. It's just right next to it. There's two power stations next to each other. Then there's the Dungeness Bird Observatory, the old lighthouse, and the Britannia Inn. I mean, these are all. It sounds so desolate. Oh no, there's a snack shack.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, that looks nice.
I was going to say.
Just fish.
Just snacking on fish?
Well, they're snacking on fish. They're frying it up and snacking on it.
Oh, okay.
That looks really good. Oh, Chris, that looks great.
We'll go. We'll do the live show there. We'll do another live show there, part of the tour.
Yeah, it really is an interesting place. Look, I mean, you told us it was the only desert in the country as well.
Yeah, but I don't know whether that's like verified, but that's certainly on like the marketing literature, do you know?
Yeah, okay. It looks like it's one of those places where there's one road in and often it's just the sea has taken the road.
Yeah. But I can understand why people, for a certain mindset, it might not be perfect. Do you know what I mean? But it's also one of these places where it's like, I'd love to retire there. You know, I find places that are sort of empty kind of staggering. And honestly, it's kind of a bit about why I love living in the Northeast. Do you know, like there's bits in the Northeast coast and stuff. They are popular. You do see people there, but there's also some places where it is quiet. You can find little nooks and crannies that are totally empty. And I love that sort of a place. I love industrial things like on top of natural beauty and stuff, but like a power station. And I could see myself retiring there. You know, like some old comedian. I'm like well past my prime. This is years in future. I'm on my own. I live in one of these shacks. Totally blind. Nickel exploded 10 years ago. Do you know, like this sort of thing? And like, I'd be like a sort of, do you know, like when they, like an old kung fu master out in the middle of they track me, like young comedians will come and they'll track me down over the desert and I can't see anything. And they'll say, I just thought, could you? And I'll just say, give me your notebook and I'll get the notebook and I'll just feel it with my with my fingers because I can't see anything with my eyes, and I'll say you should probably put "come" at the end of the sentence because that's a funny word. Do you know what I mean? Like nice. they're like searching for wisdom from an elder.
Just add more cum jokes.
Can I do a suggestion before we talk on to what Sunil's about? You know what we haven't done in ages? An internet speed test.
Oh, right.
Okay. Well, you're catching me. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I'm catching
so
you.
Sunil's internet has just gone down, and you've been. I could almost hear you rubbing your hands together when you're typing into the WhatsApp group saying, "I need to do an internet speed test soon."
I'm doing mine right now. I just typed in speed test, and it's on the Google search page.
I typed in the internet.
These will be our official figures for the quarter.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to run it. There it goes.
I've done mine, so I'll go first. My internet connection is fast. I have 23.7 Mbps download and 5.19 Mbps upload.
It's not that good.
Yeah, I know. I don't have a particularly snazzy package.
What? Wait. Right. I got a number of things going on here. I've come back with a terrible score. Okay,
yeah, you have been grainy throughout this entire...
But I've clicked on Wi-Fi settings on my thing, and you get like, you've got like your known networks and then the ones that you're connected to. It doesn't say I'm connected to any of them.
So you're running on what?
I'm on Ghost Internet at the minute. I've got two internets here.
You on Starlink?
Maybe. I'm gonna have to connect to the one that I know is good. If this is...
Don't go. Don't leave me with him.
But I might drop off, so...
Okay. Chris, what's your speed test, please?
Okay, thank you for asking. It is download 69.2 Mbps. Upload 18.
That's very good, yeah.
This is okay, but I am working on something else that's going to knock this table on its arse.
And what is it? Go on quick.
There's some new broadband touting around in the village. They're a new company. They've come in. They give you a wire that comes to your house. But basically, they're called fibrous. I've never heard of that before, but they are hooking.
That sounds like a bad thing.
They are hooking houses up in the village. They're getting downloads of 450 plus.
And what do they call that wire? Do they call it the wank wire?
Yeah, high-speed wank wire.
Yeah, that's concerningly high compared to mine. James has gone clearer in his image. Look,
Just swept over to the proper internet.
Oh, so do you want a redo?
Yeah.
Go on then.
141.2 down, 141.4 up.
Oh,
where are you people getting this fast internet from? Who's your company, James?
I don't know. It used to be called the Wank Wire. Was it Swish Fibre or something?
So you're on fibre. Chris, what are you on?
Yeah, on New Fibre, they bring a wire to your house.
yeah. Fiber's the one that's coming. Fibre is fibrous, isn't it? So
Are you on fibre now, Chris?
But no, I'm not, because we're in a contract with bloody Plusnet. These guys are paying you out of contract. They're paying people in the village out of contract.
Hang on.
Have they dug up the road yet, though? Because they got to dig up the road.
Yes, yeah.
Sirs, please, sirs. How much is your monthly internet bill, please?
For this guy,
Yeah.
25 quid.
No, that can't be.
I think I'm still in a promotional beginning, and I'm worried about what's going to happen when that promotion ends.
I'm with the UK's best broadband provider,
Which
Zen Internet. A number of which recommended provider awards.
I do remember Zen Internet, actually.
I just think I've gone for the lowest package, haven't I? It's good enough, but right, well, I'll work on that. Maybe they do a
I don't think they can control how much internet you get at your house.
I just went for the cheapest one.
If you've not got fibre coming into your house,
And I don't.
there's not much you can do because there's the copper in it. Even if it's fibre to the end of the street, you're still beholden to the copper.
What?
You can't get as much internet down a copper wire as you can through a light tube.
All right, I'm looking on their website to see if I can upgrade.
We will, the podcast Patreon, we will support this. We will pay for it.
Really? Oh, I've got fibre. Oh, no. That's rubbish. It said at the most it can get me is 57. What's going on? I live in London.
Yeah, but you live in a rat's nest, don't you? There's too many people.
Other rats, yeah.
Too many other rats on top of each other on the internet watching. How many people are watching? Can you even imagine how many people are watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine in the immediate vicinity around your house?
And not even actually watching it, just while they're doing something else.
Just doing something else. They've got Brooklyn Nine-Nine on.
And then probably Instagram videos on their phone as well.
Yeah, little clips, little shorts of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, that was disappointing for me. That's been really disappointing. Maybe I'll move to the countryside.
I think we could talk to Sunil. Here is the city bit.
I met Tuka Suleiman from Dragon's Den. Went to his office.
What?
And then I met a man who sells jets, whose office is built like a jet, like the inside of a jet. He told me the future, the best business to get in at the ground floor right now is drone transportation.
They're not going to do drone transportation.
He said they've just been licensed in America. Amazon have just been licensed. He said next up we're looking at personal drones.
What
do you mean a personal drone?
To fly you about?
Personal drones to drive you, maybe a couple of other boys around.
No. A personal drone. What? A personal drone lifts you around?
That's right.
Bollocks.
Flying cars are coming back.
Fucking
bollocks. They're
bollocks.
coming. It's not bollocks. It's people like you with your small minds that can't see the future like me and other business leaders.
Do you know what I think a personal drone will mean? If they clear drones. But they can't imagine drones just, like with things in the air. Just like millions of drones zipping about over here like bees.
No, just follow the road network.
That sounds like a nightmare, son. It sounds like...
It'll be autonomously controlled. It'll be autonomously controlled with a pilot in it.
It sounds like a nightmare. You've got a personal drone. I have to take... Nobody's allowed to do podcasting for some reason, so I have to take up a job with a flamethrower going into people's houses and burning books. Does that sound like a good story to you? Well, it's Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451. That's exactly...
There's no drones in Fahrenheit 451,
that's exactly
is it?
the plot.
Have you had another tray bake, Chris?
No, I just can't believe there'd be a drone that would basically be strong enough to lift me. That sounds mad.
Of course there are. There's drones now that lift huge payloads.
Is there?
It's on YouTube. They deliver loads of like medical aid around to parts of the world that are really remote.
What are they powered by?
Electricity. Batteries.
Surely the batteries are so heavy.
Batteries are heavy, you're right, but yeah.
Right, but I could see a personal drone. If you've got a drone basically programmed to like stick to you. Like, so I'm like, oh, I can't be arsed carrying this bag. Bag goes up into air, and then I draw it down with a hand gesture. What do you think of that?
I don't like that.
No, I'm like, you're like, Sunil, you want a little vape, but you don't want everyone to know that you're carrying a vape all the time.
So get a drone to carry my vape above me.
Yeah, and then you just click your fingers, it drops in your hand.
No, not even that. It comes around, puts it straight in his mouth. Yeah.
Into mouth. Drop it right into mouth. Take a drag.
Blades are going in his eyes. It's horrific.
No, but he said, okay, so the first way it's going to start is, Amazon are delivering stuff via drone now. He was like, there's obviously food delivery that will happen quite simply. He was like, you can just order your Starbucks and it'll be dropped off by drone, which does seem
plausible.
A much better way of doing that than having Uber Eats and Deliveroo absolutely screwing over people who've got no other choice than to drive around London on motorbikes.
So what? So would restaurants need like a drone assembly point?
No, well, I don't know, but I assume the drones would be owned by people like Deliveroo.
I suppose what you want to do is start investing in second and third floor businesses.
Well, what will happen is that you know the ghost kitchens that are in London now. It'll probably be around those.
Yeah, the dark sites, is it? Is that what they're called?
No, that's torture sites for
the CIA.
That's for like Guantanamo Bay and stuff. Yeah,
no, that's not what I meant.
Probably drone people in there as well, though, don't they?
Ghost kitchens are just where there's like 3 chefs making 10 different menus from different restaurants, I think.
I've seen that. I've seen about them.
Yeah, so I assume that's how it'll start. But I mean,
so it'll be like a central kitchen. All the drones will go to that, drone their way out,
in and out. But yeah, interesting, isn't it?
Oh, drone loader will be a job.
Drone loader will be a job, yeah.
But it will. Do you know, like restaurants and stuff, and they've changed immeasurably now. When you go in and there's like basically a fleet of, there's like an area in there for which, and none of the restaurants have been built with this development in mind. So you basically have these sort of areas where there's like, if it's a high turnover restaurant type thing, like your McDonald's or whatever like that. There's like a big section of McDonald's now is kind of devoted to a holding area for people just waiting for these Deliveroo type packages and stuff.
With the big backpacks. People with the big backpacks.
Yeah.
Big square backpacks.
They're sort of just hanging around. They're in there a lot, so everyone knows each other and stuff. And that'll be replaced with someone who, a drone lands in a hand like a bird?
Well,
they make a gesture.
Quite big.
They make a gesture from above. A unique safety, like I'd go like that. Look at the camera.
I can't see this. I'm just seeing the bottom of a microphone.
I can't see because it's cut off because of the way you've positioned yourself.
I'll do that. And then the drone can recognise that from the sky.
Just for the listener, he's made a unique hand gesture.
Is that from Kes or something?
Yeah, and it comes to me. Come to me, drone. And then as well.
That's right, yeah.
As well, if I'm getting picked on by bullies at a bus stop, I can just go, come by.
That's blades in their eyes.
No,
that's absolutely
blades
right.
Blades in their eyes. Or Sunil, alternative, blades in the eyes. Or if Sunil's giving me, Sunil's like, plug in my head, do the hand gesture. Down a drone comes, and apparently this is possible. Picks Sunil up, flies him off, and drops him into a volcano.
If I choose to. Now, firstly, listen, there'll be no blades in the eyes. As you know, drones don't have exposed blades as it is now, do they? The big ones?
Do they not?
They have circular guards around it, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because that's extra weight you got to carry, that you got to get up in the air.
Anyway, his office is like the inside of a jet, and that's how he sells these jets. He's like, this is what it will be like, that kind of vibe.
I won't be working in here when you're on it.
yeah. I'll just be having meetings in it. Yeah.
So is this guy getting into jet culture? Like, is he getting into drones?
Drones? No. His name's Steve Varsano. He's quite big on social media, but it's very interesting. He's just got an office that's like a jet inside on Park Lane, and that's a part of London I don't think I've ever actually walked around, and it is insane. The whole area, like Mayfair, all that.
Yes.
Couldn't believe it.
Right. 2 questions. 1, what makes Mayfair insane? 2, what do you mean it's built like a jet? Like the shape of it, or like the materials, or what?
Imagine the fuselage of a jet is your office, and that the fuselage is inside the office.
Like you see in films, like we see in films.
Like we see in films. Like you could pretend you're in a jet if you took a picture of yourself inside that office. So there's jet windows, which have a video screen behind them showing like the sky going by. If you're driving up Park Lane, you can see his office. It's next to one of the big hotels there. It's quite open to the public from the outside. You can see like it's a jet. You're inside a jet.
It's like marketing for his business, really, isn't it? You're like,
it is, yeah. It's really good marketing.
Because you want to be everyone wants to be in a jet. Everyone wants to be in a drone, picked up by a drone.
Not if Chris is controlling it.
Yeah. Beep, beep. I've got my little wrist thing on. I'm like, beep, beep, beep. Drops you off, you know. And can you just tell us, just to wrap up this piece, can you tell us about what you met a dragon? One of the...
Oh, yeah, Dragon from Dragon's Den, Tuka Suleiman. Good lad.
Right.
He was giving me some advice on like how to start a business. He started out in the rag trade, and now he's obviously a fashion guy, makes clothes and sells them. So he gave me some good info. I think that he was telling me how to start a business. He was like, you want to find something that you can buy cheap and sell for more.
Mm.
Right. I do believe that's not necessarily, you know.
What?
I do believe that's quite an old insight from the business.
Well, have you ever done that?
I tried to tout some tickets at once. You know, like when I was a younger man, I was like, I've got these spare tickets. I'm going to try and sell them and make a profit. And I ended up losing quite a lot of money on like Matt Goss tickets or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Matt Goss. Half of Bros.
Something like that. Maybe it wasn't it, but it.
You tried to make money on tickets for half of Bros.
Did they even tour separately?
I might have got the person wrong, but either way, I believe I got into a world that I shouldn't have done.
What?
Touting, hustling for ticket, like
hustle culture, Sigma grind set.
This sort of thing. It was, what am I doing that? So I just thought I'd settle into the rut that I'm very happy with, writing little bon mots in my notebook.
How far into the grind culture did you get before you realised it wasn't for you?
Yeah, what time did you get up?
I do rise and grind. I would be someone that wakes up I wake up with the markets. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, what time's that?
6.
No.
What do you mean? I get up the earliest in this podcast.
No, I don't, but the markets don't open at 6.
What time do you get up, James?
Fish market, right? What, at the minute, if I'm lucky, 7:30.
Oh, shush, Mr. Lying.
Oh, really?
Shush, Mr. Lying.
6:30 is kind of the norm. 6:30 is the norm, really. Shush, Mr. Lying.
Shush, Mr. Lying.
6:30.
6:30, that's okay. We're broadly similar. Sunil, Sunil gets up.
You're not even going to ask me, are you?
You get up at about 11 o'clock, I know, because I message you.
No, I don't get up at 11.
I know, I message you.
Yeah.
I message you at 7 o'clock, and I sit looking at that WhatsApp message until both ticks turn blue.
What makes you think I haven't already read it on my notification screen and decided to get to it after my 2-hour-long morning routine?
What's your 2-hour-long morning routine?
Is it grind culture?
Workout, meditation, smoothie.
These are the follies of a silly man.
What working out are you doing?
I got some new adjustable dumbbells. Don't worry about me.
This is like my brother-in-law will tell me problems from his life. And his problems to me are laughable problems. Problems of, you know what I mean? I ain't got enough time to work on this project that I'm writing and stuff like this. You know, I haven't had any time for 8 years.
But you've made it work, Chris.
I've made it work.
Yeah, how many times did you get nominated for Edinburgh in them 8 years?
In them 8 years, exactly.
Tell the listeners.
Tell the listeners.
The key is not to have any time at all. Not to have any time at all, and never ever. I am relaxed, and I can't read books, and I can't understand board game rules, but still, I will not seek a diagnosis.
You're the definition of hustle culture.
Thank you.
Okay, well done.
I've just had a text. I tell you, me and my wife are on increasingly shaky ground at the minute because I keep slacking her off on the podcast. I've just got a WhatsApp notification saying, bullshit, you've had no time.
You have a lot of long train journeys to do.
I have a lot of long train journeys. I'm allowed to bugger off for 2-3 days to Dungeness. I have done nothing but apologise.
Can you apologise to us?
I don't want to apologise to you two because you're my friends. Being friends is never having to say you're sorry.
Thanks for listening to Rural Concerns.
Do we have any live shows to promote, Chris?
Yes, James. Thank you for asking. I'm doing my show, Easily Swayed, in London, if you please, at the Soho Theatre from the 4th to the 7th of December. And it would be
2024.
2024, yeah, in about a month's time. It would be the biggest honour of my life if you were to come
to the Soho Theatre in London to see Easily Swayed between the 4th and 7th of December.
Yeah.
Cool.
What can you tell us about this critically acclaimed show, Chris?
Well, it's about how it's a show which, and this doesn't happen very often these days, but it's just a laugh, do you know? It's like culturally a bit of a dead time for comedy, do you know? Like, so it's like laugh. And do you know, that's hard to do. That's hard to do.
And
selling it.
Are you? You're not just playing. You're not just playing London with all these laughs, are you?
Oh, I'm taking all of these laughs around the country. Bristol, Leeds, Manchester, Edinburgh, Leicester, Barnard Castle.
And just a reminder, we are also doing our first ever Rural Concerns live on Saturday, the 1st of February at the Bill Murray in London. Over half the tickets have gone.
Ooh.
Chris has got back into touting.
Yeah, it's selling. It's selling very nicely. At a point where I'm shocked, to the point where, please, I have another show on. Please come see the solo.
Come see the solo show.
Come see the solo show, because the solo show is written within an inch of its life, whereas the live show of this podcast is just going to be almost certainly 2 hours of rambling bollocks.
And you can get tickets for both these shows at alovelytime.co.uk. What do you mean by both?
It's in my solo show.
Is it all on there as well?
It's all on there.
Great.
The other thing that I would like to say is if you want to send us an email, you can email us at christopher@alovelytime.co.uk.
Rural Concerns is an independent podcast, and the best way to support us is via Patreon.
Yes, that's it. For less than £5, you will get access to our Discord server, which is called The Creamer, where there's lots of fun chats going on.
Right, support us now by heading to patreon.com/Rural Concerns.
And you could also leave us a 5-star review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can comment on Spotify now.
Yeah, it's a brand new feature. You can leave us little messages and we'll respond.
How many stars should they leave, Chris, though?
It has to be 5.
Wait, what happens if they give us 4?
If it's 4, then an algorithm will hire a real-world assassin to come into your bedroom and put a pillow over your head and shoot you in the head through the pillow. So, please put 5 stars. We don't want that to happen to you.
Yeah, good Lord. Please put 5 stars.
Rural Concerns was edited by Joseph Nanu Burrows. Our music is by Sam O'Leary and our artwork is by Poppy Hillstead. Rural Concerns was produced by Egg Mountain for A Lovely Time Productions.
As a reward for listening to the end, here's an inspirational quote from the book The Concise 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene, new edition. Law 34.
Yes, please.
Be royal in your own fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one. The way you carry yourself will often determine how you are treated. In the long run, appearing vulgar or common will make people disrespect you, for a king respects himself and inspires the same sentiment in others. By acting regally and confident of your powers, you make yourself seem destined to wear a crown. Thank you.
I love that one.
Swan about.
Swan about like a prick, and the world is yours.
And people will think you're a prick.
And that's an actor. Well, maybe you do, you big bloody giant.
Chris, come on. Chris.
No, he's just a normal size.
No, he's not that either. But
somewhere in the middle.
I'm normal size. I'm just nearer than you thought I was.
Bong. Like that.